Do I even have to say what this video is sponsored by? It's sponsored by
family.
Fast X. Was directed by Louis Leterrier and was released in theaters this month. I know I'm a bit late to it, but I did mention in my ranking video for the remaining films of 2023 that I would, if I could, watch all of the Fast and the Furious movies in preparation for Fast X. If I did that, I was going to review it, so I did. Over the past week, I watched all of the Fast and the Furious movies, except for Tokyo Drift, because I just did not have a single desire to watch it yet. I'll get to it, I promise. But yeah, I did watch all of the rest of them, so I'm caught up currently with Fast X, and man, this is a fun time. Let me tell you here. So if you haven't seen Fast X, there will be a time code on screen to click off of before I get to spoilers. That'll be where the spoiler section is, because there's plenty of stuff to talk about. There's plenty of shocking moments, betrayals, big moments. There's just some crazy, crazy stuff in this one, and I can't wait for the next one. Now that I'm hooked on this franchise, it's going to be very, very hard to wait for the next one. So the basic setup for this movie is that Dom and the fam are being hunted down by a ghost from the past, the son of the villain from Fast 5, played by Jason Momoa, Dante. He has come to break apart the family, and he is going to do that at any cost, and we see that a lot of times during this movie. He is coming at them with everything he has. He puts a bomb in Rome. He sets the team up. He hires Roman and the team to go on this mission, or it seems like Roman and the team are going on this mission in Rome, but really it was just a setup for Dante to surprise them with this bomb. And there's a bomb in Rome. There's a chase scene where they're chasing around this bomb. Very entertaining. Dom and the rest of them, they're doing just some crazy stunts as per usual. Over the past week of watching them, I've gotten really connected to a lot of the characters. Roman Pierce, Tej, Letty, of course, Dom. I miss Brian. Paul Walker was just so good. Mia as well. Shaw. I was missing The Rock in this movie. As well as Gal Gadot's character, Giselle. She was great in the time that she had. But focusing on this movie, we really get a sense of, like, Dante is not going to stop until the family is broken apart. And really, the family is kind of broken in a sense for parts of the movie, because, you have Roman, Tej, Ramsey, and Han on their own mission, meeting up with Shaw, and, they're trying to do their own thing to try and get some information on what's happening here, who is this guy, what's going to happen. And meanwhile, Dom is trying to protect his son. Jacob has him, played by John Cena, which I really, when you're watching the movie, it's just whenever Jacob is supposed to be on screen and people are talking to him, it's just this, it's nobody driving the car, and they're, like, sometimes the camera focuses on shots and just no one's there, but it's John Cena talking, so I don't know why you can't see him, but I don't know, it was weird. Letty, meanwhile, I'm sure if you've seen the trailer, she ends up with Cypher in this prison on Antarctica. Whew. And let me tell you, Letty goes to work. There's a moment in the movie where Cypher is like, I've got a plan. And she's setting all this up, and then Letty's like, how much time do we have? And it was like, 5 minutes. And she's like, that should be enough. And then she just starts swinging on her and beating her up, which I love, because Cypher is one of my most hated characters in this franchise. I really hope she dies soon. I would love that. But yeah, like I said, we get the return of Deckard Shaw in this movie. Jason Statham is awesome. He was really great in Hobbs and Shaw with The Rock, so I hope we get maybe more of that chemistry, of course. And we get some of that with the remaining cast here. Of course, his relationship with Han after he almost tried to kill him. Things are tense there, for sure. There's a lot of different cameos in this movie that I'll get to. Let me talk about Dante as a villain. So I would say as a villain right now, he is doing very, very well. He's climbing to the very top of the Fast and the Furious villains. Brie Larson is in the film as well, which I was glad to see because I'm tired of people giving her crap because just leave her alone. My gosh, sure, you didn't like Captain Marvel. That doesn't mean you get to crap all over every performance. Jesus. But, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. But, overall, guys, I'm gonna give Fast X an 8 out of 10. It's just such a fun time. I know there's stuff that just does not, make sense logically, but you just kind of have to turn your brain off with these movies. That's exactly what I do. You turn your brain off, and you just sit back and watch these characters that you love go on this crazy ride. And I can't wait to see where Fast 11 goes. But, yeah, that's going to be it for this section of the video. I'll see you guys for the spoilers. Entering spoilers, there is something I was about to let slip in the previous section where I was talking about Dante. Now, Dante is so far the only Fast and the Furious villain to come back consistently throughout other movies as a major threat. Now, of course, well, you did have Cypher in Fast 8, and then she moved over to Fast 9, but really, she wasn't too much of a threat in Fast 9. It was mainly focusing on Jacob and the rich guy, who was really stupid. But she only had a minor threat role in that movie, but here, Dante, he is our main focused villain. He is calculated, he has planned this all out, he is ready to take his revenge for his father's death, and he is just hell-bent on tearing Dom's family apart. And he succeeds in certain points of this movie. So we do see the death of Jacob Toretto. So John Cena does die in this movie. I didn't personally see anyone in the car when it exploded, but apparently John Cena's character was in there because I looked it up after and it said, yep, Jacob Toretto died. Will he stay dead? Because we know with Han and a few other characters that, you know, death is never really the end. They end up coming back in some crazy way. With Han, it was Mr. Nobody setting up his fake death. Of course, with Jacob's death, the way he dies, he sacrifices himself by activating his cannon to shoot himself, flip himself over into a pylon of cars and blows up. Obviously, Mr. Nobody could not orchestrate that. I feel like that would be a bit too far-fetched, even for him. But I've got to say that the death was handled very well. He is doing all this to protect Dom's son. He gets Dom's son over to Dom, and then he sees the cars are coming towards him. And he's like, "This is my moment. I'm gonna sacrifice myself. It's time for me to step out of your shadow." And he flips the car over and blows up all of the cars and sacrifices himself. So that was pretty sad. I definitely feel for Dom there. There is something big that happens at the end of this movie. We actually get our first Fast and the Furious cliffhanger. Which, I mean, I guess you could argue with Dom getting broken out of the prison bus at the end of 4. Sure, that could probably be seen as a cliffhanger, but this is like a tense cliffhanger. So, by the end of this movie, Dante has really beaten Dom down. He's lost his car underwater. It's the clip where he's riding down the dam and it's all exploding behind him. His son is there with him and the dam is about to break. What the hell? How was he getting out of that? I don't know. Then we have this cop character that's taken over from Mr. Nobody, and he ends up being in cahoots with Dante because we get a flashback revealing that he was one of Dante's father's men. So he had just joined the team. He had teamed up with Dante, and that's when everything happened in Fast 5 with Dom knocking him over into the water. And ever since then, he's been in cahoots with him. So we get that reveal, and then he actually shoots a rocket at this jet plane that Tej, Han, Letty, or sorry, gosh, so many characters, you kind of get confused sometimes. Han, Ramsey, Roman, and Tej are all on this jet plane. They get shot down, and you just kind of see the plane touch down, and you see the fire from it. You don't really see if they survived. They better had survived, because I would be pissed if they killed all of them off. Obviously, I don't think that's the case. If they do kill one of them off, though, I mean, it makes sense realistically, because it was a pretty bad crash, looked like to me. But I hope not. I hope all of these characters live. Screw it, they can all be immortal for all I care. Roman even brought it up in Fast 9 that they might be immortal. So, anything's possible. Um, but I mentioned that there's plenty of cameos in this movie, and that is no exception for Pete Davidson is in this movie for a short time. Debbie Ryan, alright. Paul Walker's daughter makes a nice cameo as a flight receptionist. I thought that was a really nice touch. But then we get two real big ones that I was really happy about. Gal Gadot comes back. Giselle is alive. I can't wait to learn how she survived Fast and the Furious 6, falling off of the jet. And then we get an after credit scene where our boy The Rock comes back. Luke Hobbs is back in the game. So it looks like for Fast 11 we are getting the full gang back together. We have Shaw, we have Hobbs, we have Letty, Dom, we have everybody, man. Cypher and Letty end up finding Giselle in the submarine from the Fate of the Furious, and yeah, that was crazy to see. Letty's just like, no way, and I was like, no way. Cause I really like Giselle. Oh dude, I really can't wait for her reunion with Han. That's gonna, oh god, but Han was on the plane. No, don't do that to me. Don't kill off Han again. So, yeah, that's really all I got. Fast X is just a very fun time, very fun movie. Yeah, that's all I got. I'll see you guys in the next review. I don't know what it's going to be currently. It could be Asteroid City, but I might. I don't know. I don't know if I'll review it or I'll wait to watch a few Wes Anderson films before then. If not, then it'll definitely be Dial of Destiny because I'm on my Indiana Jones rewatch right now. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks. Yeah. Goodbye. It's late at night, man. I cannot. It's family. It's all about family.